First question, what are your key takeaways?
Wow. So I think I had two specific takeaways from the both and video that Wendy was presenting. And the first was really, it struck me that even though this is a concept that's going to be used to simplify some of the decisions that our clients and we ourselves are taken through, it has a lot of layers. And it struck me that just because we know a little bit about the concept, it doesn't mean that you've broken through much more than the first layer. And then gradually you go deeper and deeper into thinking about the paradoxes and the tensions and so on and so forth. And I think it struck me that's a part of that journey that we're going through. It's delayering a lot of the questions that we're faced with on a day-to-day basis. So that was really the first thing that struck me. The second thing that struck me with this video was how pertinent it is to be discussing these things right now. We're living in a world that's becoming increasingly complex. We're living in a world that's becoming increasingly polarized. And I think being able to handle the tensions and the underlying paradoxes that tension arises from is something that's extremely useful, not only to us personally, but of course also to our clients on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
How about you? What were your takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything that you said. I think one line that Wendy had in the video that really stood out for me was when she said, either or thinking is limited at best and detrimental at worst. And she spoke about these vicious cycles and sort of the three patterns that they can show up as, with the rabbit holes where you're really just stuck in your own perspective, unable to see the others. The wrecking balls where you're sort of swinging from one side to the other. Immediately I thought about, sort of that wrecking ball move from centralized to decentralized operating model. And then the trench warfare where, you're both sort of hunkering down around your own perspectives and just causing casualties. And there I thought a lot about sort of that marketing and sales dilemma where they're often sort of pitted against each other, shooting across at one another. So I think, those three cycles is definitely something that I recognize in working with stakeholders and clients. And the thing that was really interesting for me is how do we then move from that either or thinking to both and make sure that we can actually break those vicious cycles.
Very interesting.